blastmusic247.com. We're changing the industry one artist at a time.
Hey y'all, what's going on? I am Melikia K, Courtney. Welcome back to SXP MetaMorphosis 365, which is your growth podcast. Y'all, I got tea today. Like literally not even old tea, some just right happened a minute ago tea, but we're gonna get to that because we're gonna start like we always start, with gratitude. Because it makes sense. So thank you to BLAST Music 247 for being my podcast home. And just for being amazing. I really appreciate Troy Saha. I gotta say, like, Captain, for real, thank you for just being an amazing human, actually being human. And a lot of the other beautiful people who are a part of BLAST Music. So I will take time to show this, and I will encourage you guys to do two things. One, go to blastmusic247.com and register. What you want to do is you want to register as a looky lure, someone as a fan who will take time and engage in all the beautiful and wonderful offerings that you will find there on that app. Okay, you want to get connected now because wonderful things are happening and moving and grooving, right? So it's a beautiful energy to be around. Okay, part two. Register as an artist. If you have some dope music, performances, poetry, all that good stuff, and you'd like to have it played right here on podcast, i.e. this podcast is available as well, and you'll see something, some music later that I will share. Do it. Like, do it. Take it seriously. Don't delay. Let out your pants and go ahead and handle that. Okay. So you've been given the goods. Screenshot that QR code, tap it, touch it, but wait until after, because we truly have a good conversation to get into, and I want to make sure that I share the important things with you. Now, one more thing to tend to. Okay, there we go. Just a little moving music to keep us company. So today we got together to talk about faith, belief, and trusting yourself, like trusting your intuition, trusting your own gut, trusting yourself to get it right. Is it not the case? Are we I don't know about y'all, but I'm gonna tell you for myself, I definitely am one of those humans who I do my best, y'all. Like, I do my best to kill all the mosquitoes that try to bite me. Got me. I do my best to move in a way that is honorable and respectful, and I do my best to mind boundaries. Hey, partner. I do my best to human and never take leave of my senses or humanity. Now, am I saying I ain't never? I'm from the south side of Chicago, from the Wild Hunnets. You better believe there have been times where I have literally just taken a quick vacation. Y'all gonna have to suffer with me a little bit with this here. That mosquito got me good. So you'll hear about my disdain for mosquitoes as we go along here and there. Fast forward, I have lost my cool. I have blitzed on folks. I have definitely walked in wrong directions thinking I was going right. I have a potty mouth. If you don't know, now you know. I have a gay pen. I'm a performance poet, and I write whatever I want to write. I do me wholly, and I am Melikia K. Courtney, your host of SXP Metamorphosis growth podcast, Metamorphosis 365. There we go. So my point in sharing all of that is this is not about making every mark. This is not that conversation. This is a conversation about introspection. This is a conversation about tending to yourself. And this is a conversation about trusting your gut. I saw something this week where a lovely pink person who they had it all posted all over the place. This is why you shouldn't trust your gut. I was like, that's interesting. And maybe he shouldn't trust his gut. Maybe that's best for him. Maybe he's taking some steps and missteps and busted his butt trusting his gut. However, I'm going to encourage you to trust your inner inclinations. I'm going to encourage you to trust your gut. I'm going to encourage you to not take it lightly when something is in you telling you, you might not want to do this. This might not exactly be it. This is me encouraging you to be brave enough to look at it. Okay, to look at it. Now, yes, I did bring some notes so we can stay on topic. But like I said, first we're going to touch on some tea. Magically, I have a wonderful EP coming up. And I went to go download because I want to show you guys the cover. I'm excited. Had someone else come in to have a comment or opinion about the cover that I created. Thought it was a little bit not good enough. Okay, fine. I'm not in that world. Maybe it wasn't, and I'm not worried about that end. So, either how, worked a bit, decided that wasn't it for me, separated, right? And when I went to, of course, I went back in and reworked the cover, yada, yada, yada. For myself, graphic artist, been one for years. Okay, great. When I went to download my stuff, it was locked. So I was like, okay, here is the fun. Matte Cool Smooth didn't. I was just like, oh, because it was just a few minutes before we were coming on. And I'm like, it blew my mind that was the case. And it just further kind of like gave me the gut trust moment, like gut trust your gut. Move immediately and instinctively because my instincts are so dang on tight, it's crazy. 1. 2, let's rewind because I'm giving you all the tea first so we can get into the conversation. Just so you can see where I'm coming from. 2. I was pulled into a conversation week or so back. And it was a great conversation. So let me say that. Absolutely. Bomb conversation, right? And during that conversation, I was asked a lot of really, really good questions that I was prepared to answer. Thank God, right? And it resulted in a pulling away. So that's 2 pulling aways, right? And possibly a third on the horizon. So it is that time for me. Do we not go through seasons? There are times where things and people are added to our lives. There are times when things and people that we would like to stay are removed from our lives. And I'm throwing all of this out there to stir your thought processes. Do you have the faith that life is coursing as it needs to for you? Do you have the belief that you're going to be all right regardless? Right? Do you have that? And then are you working to build trust in yourself so that when your yes comes, it is yes. And when your no comes, it is no. And you do not sit playing, that's my version of ping pong. Self ping pong with your mentals, self ping pong with your emotions, self ping pong with your decisions, because that's when you get in that stuck place. That's when it gets kind of uncolorful. And now we'll get into a little bit of the, hey, Sharente. I love her so much, y'all. If you guys don't know Sharente Carr, if you guys don't know Scott Harrell, both have been on the show several times, and they are awesome people to know, watch, follow, and play with, and just do life with. So I'm really grateful for you guys. Again, with the gratitude, right? So moving in through the gratitude, let's move into the gratitude of the lens of self. So everybody put your self lens on, because this is a self conversation today. What is your gratitude practice like? Okay. And again, we're on a self lens, so we're turning that on ourselves. When you begin to speak about your gratitude, is it always outward? You know what I mean? Are you always looking outward? I'm grateful for my family. I'm grateful for my work. I'm grateful for my projects and the wonderful things I get to create, which I am absolutely grateful for. So yes, there's that. But am I able to look at me solely me, not me as any freaking thing else, not me as mom, not me as Gigi, not me as coach, not me as community leader, not me as speaker, not me as performer, but just me? And can I move into a place of gratitude for me, just for my breath, just for my body, just for my being? If I don't do another dang on thing else, can I be grateful for me? All right. And I asked you that question. I asked you to flip that question and ask it of yourself. Can you do that? Like it sometimes it is work. And I get that. And it's no shade. So please don't think that's what we're doing. It's really not what we're doing. We really are giving ourselves an opportunity to introspect, right? Be the introspection coach person for yourself today, because I am really sensing that is the time, especially with planet Earth moving like it's moving in our nation currently. It is a beautiful time for self-reflection. And it's also a beautiful time to kill mosquitoes. Anybody got any mosquito killer? Go ahead, let me know. Okay, so being gentle with myself was something that I had to move into this last couple of weeks. If you know me, if you're around me, you already know I move at breakneck speed. Like I really, really do. There's a lot of things that I am a part of, and a lot of things that I build and create and support, and people that I love and get to do life with. So I am generally moving at a breakneck speed. Last week and then this week, for real, was a collaring. Like, woo, slow down, baby girl. You need to be gentle with yourself. And I'm ready to push me. I want to push me to continue writing. I want to push me to be on top of podcasts. I want to push me to be on top of mastermind. I want to push me to be on top of coaching. I want to push me to be on top of my messages, which I have so many freaking messages, so many places, right? I want to push, and I know how to push me. I know how to get shit done and kill the excuses along the way. I am a beast with that, and there's a time for that. So please do not add any extra thought to what I'm saying, or any non-applicable thoughts. Let me say it that way. There will be a time where you will need to push. But when you get that collar and when you get that pull to hold on, you need to calm down a minute. You need to be gentle with yourself. And I was just like, but I got so much to do. I have sanctuary experience. We have a 3-day experience coming up on March 7th through 9th, and women need this and all these other things. You know, like I am in go mode, love. But I could hear the spirit. I could hear divine sovereign saying, dude, like you wilding. Could you just, come here. Come here. My brother used to say it to me like that too. And I was upset, come here. So I could hear the spirit just really pulling me into the come here. And to sit still and literally think through and look at what had happened was, I clearly offended a few people. It was not my intention, but that's clearly what happened because of what happened next. Okay. And let me say how I offended them. I offended them with my freedom to express myself. I offended them with my willingness to step outside of drawn and ironclad lines, right? Of emotion, of belief, of experience, and of place. Like I'm not in my place, right? And only I get to dictate what my place is and my boundaries. And when I set a boundary, I am not like a lot of folks around, I guess. I'm like many though, because many of us, when we set a boundary, damn it, we mean it. Like a lump it. It is a boundary we put in place, and step over if you want to. Try it if you want to, and you catch the outcomes thereof, right? So I love peace, right? And I love compassion. And at the same time, baby, I love me. Right? And it's almost as if some would have you not love yourself. Some would have you morph into something that's more pleasing to what the expectation dictates. That's unfortunate. When it comes to me, that's unfortunate. I'm gonna say it like that out loud. And I'm hoping to encourage you to let that be your statement. That's unfortunate for them. Fortunately for me, I am comfortable in my skin. I was not always here, y'all. It took years to move away from the guideposts. To be a woman, you must. Ladies, behave like this, laugh like this, talk like this, move like this, do like this. If you believe in the Lord, if you love God, then it looks like this. And there's no way God is working with you or talking to you with you. This freaking mosquito is diligent, y'all. He done bit me 3 times. Okay, I'm a killer. Anyway, fast forward. Do like this and work like this and fight like this, right? So that was the forming and the making of, of who I used to be, because it ain't working no more. And it hasn't worked in a very long time. Thank God. So that is the freedom that I am encouraging you to. I'm encouraging you through, right? Let's consider this a gateway. This is your gateway. This is your opportunity. This is your moment. This is your means. This is that moment in time where you can honestly stop and be still. Be still. Are you able to sit in you? Let me pop this up here and listen. You know what I mean? Like, are you able to turn off the ping, ding, ring, bells, noise, lights if necessary on that person, and be? Like, can you be alone with your thoughts? Have you achieved that? And I love your face too, and I love your smile. Can you achieve that that moment of reflection and introspection? It is that some of us, and I used to be among that group too, had swirling thoughts, like 90,000 thoughts, and they were all moving, and then all the recordings of things that were said to me that didn't sit right with me, that kind of hurt or impeded my growth, or told me how far I could grow, that kind of stuff, right? Boom, 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 zoom, zoom, zoom. I moved through that with meditation and prayers, and that's just a heads up and a key for y'all to use real quick. But fast forward, are you able to sit in here when something happens? Can you sit and reflect genuinely without being offended? Can you sit and reflect? Like I sit and I reflect. Hey, this sucks. Okay. Well, let me look at it. Let me get a little advice. Let me see. I'm not going to be offended because you don't like it. I'm not offended. I'm not offended by that, because I, as a poet and a performer, I understand that I am not the taste for everyone's tongue, and I'm okay with that. So when it comes to anything else that I do, I move with that same discipline. I am immediately, for some will see it and be like, oh my God, this is amazing. And we will be glorious and happy in our amazingness. And some will be like, this is trash. And that's okay too, because it doesn't make it trash just because you say it is, right? So this is the things that I'm asking you. Are you able to genuinely look at the criticisms, weigh them out, right? And then kick them out if need be. You see what I'm saying? This is that moment, your faith, your belief, and your trust in yourself to get it right. You're trusting yourself to get it right. Let's talk about these notes real quick. So just some light notes to tool you. We begin the show with gratitude. I always begin the show with gratitude because I'm a super fan of gratitude. I believe in it. And I have gratitude practices. I am constantly giving thanks throughout the day. And if I am fortunate enough to see my 1111, I give thanks. If I'm fortunate enough to see 1212s, 528s, 0621, 0502s, like a bunch of them, 0603s, there's different numbers that mean much to me, right? And when I am seeing these certain numbers, especially my triple digits in quads, I am elated, and it causes the reminder of gratitude. I'm grateful that I got to see it. Thank you. Right. So gratitude is not to be taken lightly. Gratitude is literally a discipline. And if you are seeking, if you are seeking movement because you feel stuck, because you feel stressed, because life is not lifing in the way that you thought it was going to life, and it's done sent you the hell off in a direction that you really didn't want to go into, and now you need to read back, you need to sink off a moment to look back, to go forward. Guess what tool is going to help be the grease to help you move forward? Guess what's the lube of life, right? It truly, truly, truly is gratitude. All right, gratitude. And if you can work to put your gratitude practices in place, I kid you not. If you wake up and you really get off into that gratitude before you start BMWing with your day, before you start moaning, whining, complaining about what didn't go, before you start reflecting on what happened yesterday, before you start reflecting on who pissed you off and who owe you money, pause. Learn to build that distance in between yourself and those thoughts. Please do not live on autopilot in your mind. Autopilot living, autopilot thoughts will equal your autopilot behavior, and you will find those autopiloted outcomes, many of which some people want to change. This is how you change it. Interrupt that. Put your faith and your belief and your trust in yourself in place, and use the primer and the primary tool of gratitude. Yeah, it sounds simple, but I kid you not, the ABCs are simple now, right? May have seemed a certain way when you first began to learn your language and learn your lexicon, your discipline, your alphabet for the English people. When you begin to learn that, it may have seemed difficult, but now it's just like second nature. Bang, 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 bang. It's simple. So in the same means and manner, I encourage you, build in your gratitude. And not only will it keep you and help you adjust your thinking and create you a nice little gateway, a nice new opening for you to move into another way of thinking, another way of life, another way of being. It will hold your tongue for you. It will hold your heart for you. It will hold your hands when you fit to lay hands on somebody. It will hold your feet when you finna run off and do something that may not be beneficial to you, that may be even harmful, detrimental to someone else or to yourself. That is what gratitude does. It is not simple. It is simple, but it is not light. It's not to be taken simply or taken for granted. It is a heaviness. It is a weight, a good one, an anchoring weight. So I encourage you to build your discipline and your practices of gratitude. Journals, yes. Pictures, yes. Take time to write, yes. Napkins, walls, and papers, yes. All of the above. Engage in your practices. Get that language in your mouth. Who are you grateful for? Who is doing amazing things for you? Who is lifting you up? Who is loving you? Who is pouring ideas into you? Who is being a great friend? Who is loving you? Who are you loving? Who is allowing you to love them? Which is so freaking huge. Build that gratitude. How about your faith and your belief? What about your faith are you grateful for? What about your beliefs are you grateful for? Faith, family, fun. Those are my 3 tenets. I live by them bad boys. Faith, family, fun. Period. Okay? So everything falls into there. It has to meet the measures and the markers of that. Time and energy. That's my 2 measurement markers. Time and energy. If I don't have time or energy for it, I ain't doing it. Get a picture? So build your disciplines. Build your discipline of gratitude. I kid you not. Do it first if you can. Do it first. If you do not have a steady set of practices that you engage in daily, do that one first. All right. So we talked about gratitude. Hey, guess what? Honor your word. Honor your word. That's number 2 for my people who like numbers. Your faith dictates, for most people's faiths. Some people have a faith of deceit. Just so we're clear, and let me say that out loud, because some people walk around thinking that everybody's just honest, or everybody is kind, or everybody is loving. Sweetheart, excuse me, be forewarned. Some people have a faith where their tenets are to be deceptive and to harm. One moment, please. Sip that water right quick. And some people's faith is themselves, where their ego must be fed, their outcomes must be fed. So be mindful. Now back to us who are moving in a different vein of faith. For the majority of main faiths, we are called to a tenet of honesty, of caring, of compassion, of wisdom, right? And can you hold to that when it comes to giving your word? Are you a liar? And I'll say it just straight up flat, just like that. Are you a liar? Because if you are a liar, you are warring against yourself. You're warring against your faith. You're warring against your beliefs. You're making it more difficult to believe and trust yourself if you are a liar. And I ain't in your house. I ain't in your head. I'm not in your heart. I am not your gut. And I'm not judging you. I am honestly just shining some lights to help us see a bit clearer and make some decisions. If you are comfortable with white lies, you are lying. If you're comfortable with lying to cover your ass, you are lying. If you are comfortable with lying because you don't want to deal with it, I don't want to deal with that situation, so I'm just going to think you're lying. Okay, so these are the things that war against your spirit. These are the things that war against your faith. These are the things that war against your belief. These are things that war against your trust. So this is a sharper corner of truth, and I'm speaking quite freely with my words. And you could look at me and be like, you know what I mean? I get that, and I wouldn't be offended, not at all. And still, you are left to answer those questions for yourself. What shall honestly look like? What does your word look like? And I shared that part to bring this part forward. It is the strength of your word. It is the strength of your word. Are you wishy-washy with your word? Okay. When you give your word, is it 100%? And are you actively 100% pursuing manifesting your word, standing and delivering on your word, being solid in your word? It literally is a matter of honor. It literally is a matter of your faith and your belief and your trust. Okay, so, and I'm not exaggerating. I'm not trying to be cruel or hurt anybody. I'm really not. But I really believe that this is the time to have that conversation, because there's too many folks playing the tap dance game. Well, I didn't know. Well, I didn't believe. But what's the inside of you saying? And if your God, whoever your God is, was standing right there in front of you while you sold that statement, while you spoke it out, where would you sit in the tune of being judged for it, being honest, or let's bring out my aunt's feather? Is it true or you lying? Get the picture? So I offer you that for your introspection. Okay, I offer you that, your gratitude and honoring your word. It is beautiful when we honor our word. It is beautiful when we honor our commitments to one another. It is beautiful when we show up where we say we're going to be. Could I be in the bed, sleep right now? Absolutely. I'm a little bit tired. However, I said I was going to be here, and I did not prepare an auto replay or something for tonight. So guess where I am? My meat is in this seat because it is my word. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 1 p.m. for that mastermind. Where am I at? My meat is in them seats. And when I am not there, I do my best to make sure someone else is. Okay. And has things happen, get caught up in a meeting, get caught up in transit, stuck on a plane, all those things have happened. And I've definitely equipped my people to respond. But I am adamant about my word. I'm adamant about that. Had a discussion about love this week. I'm adamant about my love. When I say I love you, that is my word. So it is for me to keep my word. Well, what does loving you look like? That's where my mind is. That's where my actions are. That's where my words are. Even if they hurt, even if they cut, because I don't believe loving someone is not going to let me lie to you. It's not. It's just really not. And loving someone is not going to let me not honor you or not be grateful for you. That's not it. And that falls into my faith, into my beliefs. That is very much a part of my faith and belief. Love and trusting myself to get it right. I trust myself to get it right because I'm making every effort. I'm making every effort, and my eyes are forward, and my hands and my feet are forward, and I am in motion. Get it? You don't get to sit back on it and do nothing. This is an active participating kind of thing. Get it? Okay, so that faith and belief and trusting yourself to get it right. How you gonna trust yourself to get it right if you're not actioning it, if you're not trying to get it right in the first freaking place? So do the work. Please do not deceive yourself. Don't be one of the people who practice and see. Okay, get honest with yourself. Let's get to it. All right, this is huge. Like literally huge thought. This number 3. The self-acceptance. And we done harped on all that good stuff first, and now we get to this point. Do you abandon you? Oh my God, maybe I suck. No, this ain't that. Please be brave enough to accept yourself. Accepting yourself in entirely, fully who you are, love. Fully who you are. Whether it is absolutely amazing and you're in the clouds and you're great and you're doing wonderful things and your word is in place and your gratitude is in place and your self-reflections and your faith and your belief and your trust and all that stuff is tight, okay? Yay! Beautiful outward. Is it the same facing inward? Okay? These are truly markers. And a lot of people that I work with, I kid you not, I help people begin the journeys of identifying themselves for themselves, right? I've gotten to help a lot of people do that. And I find that consistently, a lot of these people are absolutely freaking beautiful and they are outward focused and they're givers and they're lovers and they're kind and they're doing wonderful, amazing things, right? But when it comes to turning that lens to the inside, there's some stuff going on in them hearts. There's some stuff going on in that mind. There's some stuff going on with them hands and feet, okay? And my goal and my work is to help them, as it is to be on this podcast talking to you and help you to accept yourself 100%. I started with all of the things that I am not earlier. I did this, I've done that, and the cha-cha slide, okay? And I accept me 100% because I fully know, I know that I don't lose power. I don't lose identity. I don't lose ground by making a mistake or a misstep. Doesn't occur. I gain ground, I maintain it. I gain love, I maintain it. You see, with that key of self-acceptance, because I love me. And I sit quietly at times to reflect and be in what I'm thinking, which is what I was sharing with you guys earlier. Being with myself and being in my thinking and understanding what it is that I am feeling about anything that has occurred. Taking the time to inventory and see how much of that has weight. Applying any corrections I need to apply, right? And I don't lose power. And I'm not offended, right? I'm growing like every freaking body else. And I give myself the room to grow. So that is your key. That self-acceptance, when you are willing to embrace you 100, 20, 50 million, 11% to accept you and embrace you and keep you company, right? Without having the flood of TV or electronics or people to be your own best company, baby, that's self-acceptance. That's self-acceptance. You got to get to that part, and not just quickly. Okay, I'm in the mirror. I'm doing my mirror work. Hi, I love you. Good morning. And then I'm out and I'm gone. I'm avoiding me the rest of the freaking day. I'm avoiding me with my favorite shows. I'm avoiding me with my favorite people. I'm avoiding me with work. I'm avoiding me with creativity. I'm avoiding me with whatever distraction of food, maybe, I don't know, whatever the distraction becomes or is. I'm avoiding myself with all of those things. Nah. Please take time to love you. All right? Build the faith in you. If you approach you like you approach God, religion, things you believe in, the person you value highest, if you approach you with that same energy and see your magnificence, you will be blown away with how much more you see when you stop to see just how beautiful you actually are and sit in it. It's amazing what else opens up to just show you how amazing you actually are, like how much good is in you. And when you dig in deep and see the gifts and all these other wonderful things that are in you that want to be birthed and come to life and fruition, guess what? It's possible, but how you gonna get to it if you're really not working in your gratitude, if you're really not honoring your word, if you're really not willing to accept yourself and be okay with 100% of actually who you are? Gotta be nobody else, baby. There's only one you. There's only one me. Okay? Can nobody do me like I do me? Nobody. Can nobody do me like I do me? So Can't nobody do you like you do you. But here is the admonition. Please do you. Please do you. All right. So it's like 35 minutes in. I have to be obedient and push these buttons. So we're going to push some buttons for a little bit. And then we will be back. Man, I'm hoping this mosquito bring his butt back right now. So I go ahead and handle it. Then toe my face up. Okay. So let's get to these mystical, magical assets over here. I would like to share with you guys what we talked about earlier. We talked about you guys going to blastmusic247.com and following, becoming a fan, becoming an artist, and just enjoying the exposure, right? So let's go ahead and that's my favorite one. I play it all the time. I'm gonna play Greg Luster's today. So let's get into this.
Just like the seasons, it's crazy you don't need me, but you know I need you. In the middle of my storm, you say just sit back, let me lead you. Just know that I'm God. You know the feeling is real. You so in tune with me that you know every hair I got on top of my head, every move that I make, every step that I take. You know all about it, you know all about it, so I don't need to be fake. I don't know why you died for me. The answer's hard to find, so they're like we're playing hide and seek. But you saw something inside of me, and that's fine with me, because in you is where I find my peace. So when the problems come and make it hard to see, I'ma ride the wave, just like I ride the beat.
I just can't believe it, yet I still believe it. You died for me. I just can't believe it, yet I still believe it. You set me free. Yeah. I try to wrap my mind around it, but your ways and your thoughts cannot be explained. I ask a lot of questions because you want me to know you will and get understanding. I believe. I believe.
I be thinking how you love a little sinner like me. If they knew about my past, I know they wouldn't like me. You sent your son to die, and I don't take it lightly. Any problems that I have, I know you got me. Oh, I believe that you died on the cross. Rose again to save the lost. When it comes to this trip, man, I ain't gonna lie, you the reason for all of this songs. Gotta run it back, gotta run it back. You the reason for the songs. And I believe that I was bald. You broke the chains and set me free. Ain't no way that I can't believe. It's because of you that I made brand new. I've been purchased, you paid the fee. I don't look like what I've been through. All my sins been washed clean. I hope you understand what I'm saying, virtuous. Won't you tell them what I
just
mean?
can't believe it, yet I still believe it. You died for me. I just can't believe it, yet I still believe it. You set me free. Yeah. I try to wrap my mind around it, but your ways and your thoughts cannot be explained. I ask a lot of questions because you want me to know you will a lot of questions because you want me to know you will and get understanding. I believe. Ooh, I believe. I believe.
Okay. So that's Greg Luster's I Believe. That is one of the artists who listened and went to blastmusic247.com and signed up. And now we're able to share their music and message. And it's kind of dope. So wouldn't you love to be a part of that? Go be a fan. Go share your artistry. And soon you'll get to see my artistry. I did take time and download that so you guys can see that lovely cover. Coming soon. That is one of the pieces of the up-and-coming music / poetry that I'll be releasing. That's Inverted Love. And with fingers crossed, everything comes across 3/16. So I'm excited. So part 2 of that, let's talk about some other things I'm excited about real quick. How about in 2 days? On Thursday, which is 2/27, you guys, happy birthday, Nisi Poo, by the way. We will be celebrating a night of sacred sounds. So that beautiful lady up top, that's Dallas Cohen, and she's going to be hosting a night of sacred sounds. And she's also bestie. So she's like, hey, bestie, would you do me a favor? I'm like, hey, what the favor is? Can you come and do some poetry? So I'm going to definitely do that. It's always a yes. So I will be participating. Go to get your tickets. I would say, you can pop into my Instagram or on my Facebook and you'll find that. I'll say it out loud just for those who want it now. It is http://nightofsacredsounds.eventbrite.com. And yes, I'm reading in my mind because that's kind of how my mind works. Yay. So that's the URL if you want to go tap and get your tickets. It's 55 VIP, so there is an in-person aspect, and then there's the virtual sit home, be comfortable, and pop in virtually and take advantage of that. So I'll pop it one more time just so you see. This is what you'll be looking for if you're going to look at my page, or you can screenshot it because the QR code's there, and you can get it from that. And then also, I'll see you Thursday. All right, and I always do my best to make sure that I share this because this is important. We have a beautiful lineup of awesome people who have podcasts on Blast Music 247. Go to the YouTube channel, follow it. Tap in Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday with all the awesome shows that happen. I just had the best glitch ever, so I don't know what I touched. I touched something in StreamYard. Let me know if you can hear me, because I know you can't see me, because I can't see you. I'm waiting for a comment. Hopefully you can hear me. Okay, I don't know. Everything went back. I figured I might as well hop out and come back in and see what's happening. So, okay, you could hear me the whole time. That's awesome. That's hilarious because like everything on my whole screen went like black, and then it started flickering, and then it went into the shape of a T, and then all the comments disappeared. It's great. And I won't touch that button again. Let me say that. I was playing that video because I do want you guys literally to come and participate with blastmusic247.com. So follow the channel on YouTube, and then also follow Melikia K Courtney on YouTube. And let's grow together. It's pretty wonderful around here. I am always amused when tech things happen because I have no idea what they are. It's really great for me. I'm clueless. So I'll be asking the adults when we have our meeting. Okay, so we have done that. I'm going to share this just one more time. We've done our music. We've paid all these magical bills. There is that for Thursday. Screenshot. And then I'm going to put that away. And then I'll touch this because I'm going to touch these buttons. And that, keep your eyes open, keep your eyes out. All right, I'm excited. Back to business. That way, like listeners, you know what? One more thing. Bam. This is important. And I actually did update this, and I actually didn't load it up tonight. So guess what? But go ahead, grab your screenshot. I'm giving you time to grab your screenshot because I do want to get back to the conversation we're having. If you are looking for services and you know you need that help, you need somebody to love you back to life, this is a great time for that. I have room. I do start tour 329. However, it is not going to impede me working with my clients, with coaching, with firesides, with discovery strategy sessions, with in-persons, our events, So if you know that you are experiencing trauma, you know, you're a person who is in a leadership role, women, I absolutely love y'all. Work with men too, and you guys are kind of dope to work with. However, fast forward, if you know stress and overwhelm are kicking your can, if you are feeling stuck, if you are feeling like this is just not working, and let's talk about this political climate overwhelm. If you're experiencing that, let's connect immediately. I have some tools in the water. I have a book specifically written for the women, something for my sisters, and I have a message for the men. So connect with me for those offerings, for any outcomes. I am an author, many things. Stalk me a little bit in the proper way, not that mess I've been dealing with crazy people. However, find me on social media, Instagram, Santa's Helper, SANTAZHELPR. Find me on LinkedIn. Find me on Facebook under my name, Melikia K Courtney. All right. But connect with me. Do not sit and die in it. There's no reason for you to. Do not sit and dry out when water is available. No need for that. Okay. So this is my offer to you to love you back to life. Accept the offer. This is a hand extended. All right. I'm trying to make sure I'm letting you guys know everything you need to know before we get back to business. And I'll just go back to business and never remember everything else. I'll come back and tell you. Okay. Boom. So we talked about gratitude. We talked about honoring your word. We talked about self-acceptance, and we're getting into the self-respect. I think I'm going to jump into the active listening and then walk back to the self-respect, because we were in active listening when we were speaking earlier about falling back into yourself, falling back into your body, moving into your introspection, and being able to build that muscle of listening to what's going on in you and not falling or faltering to the plentiful distractions. Giving yourself a hot 2 minutes, 5 minutes of attention, or maybe 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 1 hour between your hygiene and your food, yada, yada, yada. But for the rest of the day, you are avoiding yourself. Nah. My heart is for you to move back into active listening. And for those who practice active listening, for us counselors and coaches and all those people who love the people, we are bomb at about that listening part. Like, we will sit and be quiet as mice and listen and listen and listen and hold hearts, which is beautiful. I think that's amazing about us who do, about us who love and lift. Great. Do you do it for yourself? Like, for real, do you do it for yourself? Do you sit with you and listen as attentively as you do someone you love who maybe has a problem, who just needs your attention? Do you listen that intensely to you? And do you listen with that ear of correction for those of us who offer tools and strategy? Do you listen to you with that same ear of, I can do this. If I were given instruction to someone else, it would be to do this. I can do this. All right. Are you applying your skills to yourself? And that's a kind of a roundabout way of saying it. While you're in your inner inspection bag, while you're loving yourself, while you're pouring gratitude in for yourself and over you, while you're working to honor your word, while you're moving through and into heavy self-acceptance, including the active listening piece, validating yourself, giving yourself your full attention. I love D&D. Do not disturb. Boop. Will push the button. Absolutely. Do you do that for you? Do you give yourself that time? And do you stand up for yourself and demand respect in the way that you will? I don't like bullies, y'all. I don't like them a lot. And I got some things to say to people when I see it happening. Okay. Do I stand up for myself like that? The answer is yes. Because I'm not going to be bullied. You're not going to bully me. I don't give a damn who it is. Period. Okay, great. So build, and I'm not saying go be a bully. Let's not do that. But I am saying love you. Love you, love you, love you. Put it on your calendar so it exists. Add an alarm to remind you if you need to. Love you. How do you love you? What does loving you look like? Have you taken time to really sit down and path that thought out? Because we are geared and engineered and keyed up to love outwardly. I'm going to love the Lord. I'm going to love and honor my parents. I'm going to love my partner. I'm going to love these children and the dog and the cat and the people in the community and those who I serve with and those who I work with and those who I see on the street. Feel it, right? Cool. I'm for it. Do all of that. But as you love you, because if you're doing all of that and you're failing to love you, then you have missed the boat. You have missed the point of the exercise. You have missed the very beginning, because literally the love starts with you first. Okay. All right. So that active listening piece, I'm not kidding. Listen to the things you're saying to yourself. Are they okay? Are they kind? Are they building? Are they beautiful? Are they building out your faith and your belief and your trust in yourself to get it right? Or are they attacking all three? Peck like woodpeckers. Holes though, right? Work that through for yourself. I would love to sit with everybody and work that with you. I have zero issue with that, because it's such a grounding piece. It's such a pillar piece of who we are and how we express, right? How we express and how we pull our skills into creation, right? When we don't have these things in order, it kind of, yeah. Okay. Let's move back. I told you I would drop down to active listening first, because I wanted to really drive that home point of self-acceptance. I don't care if you're tall, short. I don't care if you're long hair, bald. I don't care if you're male, female. I don't care if you're transitioning. Got nothing to do with me. I'm on my business real good about that thing. Just be kind to you. Be kind enough to listen. Everybody deserves that. Everyone deserves a moment of someone caring about you enough to shut up and listen. Ears, listen with mind, listen with heart. You deserve that. And you can give that self, right? Give it. Okay. Back to where we were on that self-respect note. And I need to move quicker. Darlings, self-respect is, I'm not going into the full crayon box of moral card, but I would encourage you to make choices that align with what you believe, with your principles, with that integrity that we talked about earlier. I would encourage you to put all of that to work and kill the mosquitoes. I would encourage you to stand up and demand that respect for yourself if it is not presented, if it is challenged, if it is compromised, if it is taken for granted, if somebody playing your face. I encourage you to respect yourself. Now, sometimes respecting yourself just is a simple removal. That person had great access to you, and anytime they called, you were answering. Anytime they text, you were answering. Anytime they pulled up on your door, you open it. Anytime they need it, you met it. Right? No. Try it on for size. No. And if you wanted to say it better than just the word no, you want to add a few words around it, go for it. But literally, that respect piece is tied to boundary. Understand that if you don't. Respect and boundaries, twins, hands in hands. Okay. And be mindful, because literally it's a choice. Like if you think about it, nothing happened overnight when you find yourself in a position where somebody needs to be removed. It has been a build up of behaviors. It's a build up of things where you were just like, and maybe you overlooked it. Maybe you forgave it. Maybe you gave pause and gave room because that's how they are. Okay. Be honest. Get some self-acceptance because you were part of that. You were part of creating that situation that you no longer want to be a part of. And you'll be part of creating a situation that you want to be a part of, even if that means distancing from XYZ, whoever else that is. Get the picture? And that's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. Sometimes it's very healthy. All right. So I encourage you to dig in the bag of self-respect and principles. Have some morals, have some principles, there's some things that somebody can come to you and tell you I did it, and you'll be like, I know better. I know she didn't do that. Because there's a set of things that I am just not going to do. It's not going to have any part of. Okay. So set your principles in place, set your integrity in place. And when I'm saying set it in place, let me be clear. Sit to think about it. Take time to write it down, not just once, not just twice, not just 3 times, but take time to truly work it through. Like consider the yeast that goes into the bread. You got to work that through and let it rise in you. All right. Just a one simple pass and you thought that was enough. It's not. Or somebody gave you a hand. Here you go, baby. This is the rules. This is the way you live. This is the way you behave. This is the way you do whatever. Act therein. And you just content to accept that ball of rules unto you and make it your truth and bang a drum like you wrote it, baby, like you tested it. Come on now, test it all so that you don't move out of integrity, that you don't move out of your principled living, because you know for sure you've tested it in the meadow. You tested it. Okay. So I encourage you to really delve into that self-respect piece. Maybe it's some places that I can go that you shouldn't be, and vice versa. Maybe it's some things that I can touch that you can't touch, and vice versa, right? Know your self-imposed limits, because that's what it boils down to, okay? Know your principles, know your integrity, know the color of you. If you were getting shading pencils out and you had to color a picture of you in, what would that look like? If you assigned a principle or a designation or a characteristic to each color and you were to shade in that, and I encourage you to do the exercise, it's wild business, but shade in the pieces and the colors of you, and then look at that. Is that an image that you adore? Are you in love with what you see, or would you like to modify some of these colors a little bit this way, a little bit that way, grow in this manner, reduce, shrink, dissolve in another manner? Like there's beautiful work. We are always working to become our best self because we're in competition with ourselves. Period. I can be better at something I was doing today because I've sharpened the skill for my next today. All right. So I hope that I have encouraged you and admonished you and pointed you in healthy directions. It is that you are so loved. It is that you are seen and heard and known and desired. It is that your highest good is available for you. It is that you lose no power in accepting yourself fully with who you are. Be who exactly you are. And if you choose to become something more, let it be your choice, not because someone was uncomfortable or offended by who you are expressing yourself. All right. Am I saying be a jerk? Nah. Am I saying be ridiculous? Am I saying abandon principles, integrity, honor, or gratitude, or right-minded living? Absolutely not. Am I saying go off and be a racist and treat people like trash and don't care? Nah, because that works to the opposite of this message. It works to the opposite of this message. My concern and my heart and my hope is that you really take it to heart in moving gratitude, that you honor your word, that you move through self-acceptance, that you hold that self-respect, and that you allow yourself, which is my final point, you allow yourself to express. I find that too many people are bottled up in their emotions. They find it difficult to put words to what they're feeling. And it is because they haven't taken time to really sit with themselves and hear what they're feeling and feel what they're feeling. Too busy running. Cry. Sit still and cry. So freaking what? You are not going to explode. You will not. You will not die. You will not. Not from crying. You won't. In fact, what you might find is a release in your spirit. What you might find is that, man, the world looks a little bit different. Like your lens is cleared up and you can see something better. Release. Express yourself. I have people that I've helped and people that I've loved who hid behind the mask of homosexuality. Stop it. Stop it. Stop hiding. It's killing you. Start having these conversations out loud. Open your mouth. Open your mouth. Open your mouth. Open your mouth. My song, Open Up Your Throat. I love that song. Please don't die. Don't die trying to express yourself as someone else dictates that you need to. That's their life. They can live their life and their life alone. Your life, you're the only one that can live that. You know, that is yours. Take possession of that thing. Take possession of that and respect yourself and allow yourself, if you want purple and blue hair, express yourself and allow yourself to have it. If you want to eat XYZ, express yourself and allow yourself to have it. Do we have boundaries? Yeah. Remember those self-imposed limits? Please make use of that. Impose some limits upon yourself. I'll go this far no further. I could sit down and eat a package of cookies. Trust and believe. Trust and believe. I am a cookie monster. I love cookies. I really do. However, not going to do that because I imposed a limit for myself. When I'm out, I enjoy tequila and Hulk smash, a whiskey smash. Yes, God. So I have imposed a limit to how much I will intake. Do you understand? We get to set our boundaries in pleasant places. All right. So express yourself. Get into your art bag. Grab your pen or your pencil or your clickety and write. You know, build, create, touch. I'm very tactile as well. I love the feeling of particular things, right? Express. And I am an artist. I don't even know if we talked about that before, but folks do contact me and commission me to create artwork. So a lot of stuff, yada. But what is your expression? Okay, what is your outlet? What is your way of expressing yourself that is unique to you? Do you know it? Do you know it? And I'm at 1 hour and 3 minutes. I think I've said everything I need to say. I'm giving you a bunch of questions, a lot of things to think about, and some guidance tools, keys. All right. And I teach in a very conversational manner. Hit the replay. All right. Get quiet. Move through it. And baby, do the work. My email is lifeissanctuaryxp@gmail.com. Please feel free to email me feedback, right? Please feel free to ask questions. If you'd like for me to answer something in specific during a podcast, go on and send me that email and I will do my best to answer it. If I don't have an answer, believe and trust me, I can give it to you. And I will let you, hey, guess what? I'll tell you from the mic, I don't know. And I'm okay with that. But if I can go find out, I will do that too. Now, if it's part of my discipline that's over there, sitting on this side that I ain't touched as far as behavioral health modifications and growth and mindset, a lot of that's up here, but some is back here. If I need to brush it up to bring it to the forefront and share that, I'm more than willing to do that. This is about growth. SXP MetaMorphosis 365 is literally a growth podcast. The only reason I'm sitting to do this is because I was impressed and pressured by sovereign divine God to come and share this message. I charge $250 an hour, and I understand that many people can't afford that. So this is a means of getting this information around the price tag. If you're coming to one of our 3-day events, it can go anywhere from $1,600 to $2,500. I get that everybody don't have that. We did a discount too for March 7th through 9th, a $500 ticket period, for the women who wanted to come participate with the women's 3-day experience this March. I have a couple of spaces if anybody is looking to come. So I'm doing my best to make the learning accessible. And then some stuff is just behind paywall and you'll need to come work with me for that, i.e. the one-on-one coaching or higher octane. The higher octane field, give me a year of your life. It'll never look the same. Okay, on a note, I am Melikia K, Courtney, in the poetry streets known as Lady Molotov and the Philologist. And it is my honor and it is my joy to bring this podcast to you. Gotta go. Yep. I thought that was that mosquito trying to bite my lip, y'all. Been bothering me the whole show, Jesus. Okay. Have a beautiful evening, and I'll see you next Tuesday evening for our next podcast. I believe it's going to be 48, and for the 50th, we're going to have a celebration, so make sure you pull up. I'm going to push another button very bravely. Let's see what happens.